In today's episode, I'm going to share with you step by step the exact plan on how you can launch your offer in 6 weeks. Welcome back, my friend, to another episode on the More Than Social podcast. If this is your first time on the podcast, thank you so much for listening in. I'm your host, Lisa Ann, and I'm so glad that we have connected. Like I said, today I want to talk to you about launching your offer. So whether that's an online course, a coaching program, workshop, or even if you're focusing on a brand new offer for your one-on-one service, this 6-week strategy is going to help you crush your results right off the bat. Now, if you're like most people, you probably have no idea where to start or what this process even looks like. That's why I put together this episode where I'm going to walk you through every step of the way so that by the end of it, you'll know exactly what to do. Plus, if you're anything like me, when you have that new offer ready to go, you want to see results and you want to see them fast. So let's get right into it. I'm going to teach you using myself as an example, okay? This is exactly what I do when I'm about to open enrollment for my group coaching program within the Spotlight Theory. The goal is to give yourself a 6-week runway before you open enrollment or before you launch to prep your audience to say yes. When you do this correctly, you'll get results that you can be super proud of for your business. Now, before we dive into the step-by-step strategy that I run leading up to that open enrollment, I want to jump in and answer the question that I get from most people. What if I have no one to launch to? First of all, if this is your very first time launching, know that we all start off there. Over time, you'll continuously build an audience who knows about your program and offer, so it's going to get easier to promote. But just because you're just starting out doesn't mean that you cannot grow a very engaged audience. My biggest tip for you is to not wait until your program or offer is ready to start building that audience. Too many people do this, and honestly, it will affect your launch process. Instead of waiting for that offer to be ready or for your service to be organized to start reaching out to people, start building your audience now. Start building a relationship with people so when you are ready to launch, you actually have people to talk to. There's a few ways that you can start building your audience, but the most common ones are through social media, a podcast or a YouTube channel, and especially by growing your email list. Social media is one thing that I find that people overthink. Even if you are starting your business, just starting off, you're better off taking your social media audience through your entire journey. People like to be a part of other people's success. The more that you use social media to build a relationship and let people into your world, the more people you'll have to talk to when you're ready to launch your offer. YouTube and podcasting is just another way to reach a brand new audience or your audience differently. I love podcasting, and I know I'm giving my audience different value every single week. With podcasts or YouTube, you're not promoting and trying to sell people every single week. You're providing value. You're building a relationship. You're building an audience of people who know, like, and trust you. That's what we do with podcasting and YouTube. And the third option is probably the most important thing that you can do, which is building your email list. I can go on and on about this one, but instead of doing that, what I'll do is I'll link a couple episodes that I want you to listen to about building your email list. I'll put that in the show notes for you. But in short, when you're building an email list of your dream client, by offering a lead magnet, you are essentially building this bucket of people who are the perfect fit for your offer. So when you're ready to launch your offer, you simply send an email to the bucket of people who are engaging with you, and you let them know that something new is available. Those 3 aspects alone will start building your audience of your dream client. Again, the entire purpose is to start that now versus waiting until your offer is ready. That way you have people to talk to when you are ready to launch. And I don't even care if you're launching within 6 weeks, if you're launching 90 days from now, even a year from now. If you spend time building an audience, it's going to go a long way when you have that offer available and ready to go. Another key aspect that you want to pay attention to, especially 6 weeks out before your launch, is boosting your engagement with your audience. From a social media side of things, start having a conversation in direct messages with those dream clients. Start commenting on what their content is. Start liking their posts on social media. Essentially, what you're trying to do here is make sure that they start to see you. And when you start commenting and engaging with their content, they will automatically start paying a little bit more attention to you as well. So do that over 6 weeks, and they will see all of your promotions when your offers become available. Another key aspect when it comes to social media is that people honestly hate being sold. If you're sending direct messages to those people before you've even had a human interaction with them, they're not going to respond in the way that you want them to. But think about it from your perspective. If a random person on social media tries to sell you without even knowing who you are or what you need help with, are you going to pay attention to them? Probably not, right? Now, once you are building those relationships with your audience in advance, 6 weeks before you're actually ready to announce that you have an offer ready is the time that you need to be really, really strategic with the content that you're putting out. Content in terms of your social media posts, your YouTube episodes, your podcast topics, your emails that you're sending to your list, the blogs that you are writing. All of these pieces of content are going to be seen by these individuals who you spent the last little while building that relationship with and getting in front of. This is where the 6-week runway comes into play. What you do during a 6-week runway is essentially getting into the mind and head of your dream client, and you're positioning them to want to say yes to your offer without them actually knowing that you're selling them at any point. So for example, let's just say that in 6 weeks, I'm running a free webinar that is going to teach them X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, my goal is to get them to sign up for the Spotlight Theory program. What I have to do is look at my back-end offer and determine what does my audience need to realize, overcome, and learn before they're ready to say yes to joining my program. Now, if you haven't heard of the Spotlight Theory, I have a 12-week program that teaches entrepreneurs how to leverage social media and automation techniques to scale their business and generate more paying clients in program sales 100% online. So inside of this program, I teach everything from social media, building your email list of your dream clients, using sales funnels to walk your audience step by step to becoming a client or a sale, how to run paid advertising to put yourself in front of your dream clients 24/7. So before I open enrollment for this program, again, I use the 6 weeks prior to speak directly about those topics and how they can impact their business in a positive way. So in my launch plan, I come up with 6 different specific topics of content that I want to share with my audience to answer their questions, speak to their pain points, speak to their objections, and inspire them to want to grow their client base. So here's what you need to do. You need to pay attention to your back-end offer and then simply work backwards. For example, for the Spotlight Theory, what I could do 6 weeks before I launch is I could speak to them about different ways to grow their client base in the online world. This topic specifically relates to what they are looking to do within their business. 5 weeks out, I could speak to them about how they shouldn't focus so much attention on the front end of social media, and they should start looking into running paid advertising. This topic is specifically talking basically about what they're currently doing and what they should be doing instead to grow their client base in the online world. 4 weeks out, I could speak to them about how building your email list is so much more important than building your social media followers. This is educating them on something that is new, something that maybe they haven't thought about before. 3 weeks out, I could talk to them about how I invested in a program in the very beginning stages of my business to learn an expert's process to achieve the results I was looking for with my business. I could talk about how that big investment actually paid off in the long run. This one is speaking towards their objections of investing money into their own education in order to grow their business. 2 weeks out, I could educate them on the entire process of how to generate paying clients in sales all on automation. So this topic is going to educate them on what's even possible in the online world. 1 week out, I could help them realize their goals, realize their potential that they have with their business if they implement what I teach. I could do this by sharing testimonials and stories about people who have implemented this system and the results they got. I find a lot of my audience, they want to grow their business, but they don't really understand what's possible and how to actually achieve it. So with this topic, I'm inspiring them that it is possible to achieve those big goals. So over those 6 weeks, I have essentially am having that conversation that I would have had during my sales call with them. But I've done it in a way that is not selling them, not pushy. And I'm actually just setting them up to say yes to my offer. And I'm actually doing it on a mass scale, talking to all of my audience versus one-on-one. Now, at the end of the 6 weeks is when I start to introduce my offer as the solution to the problem. So there's a couple ways that I do this personally. I either will teach a free masterclass that solves XYZ or enroll them into a paid workshop to help them achieve just one small portion of their goals. At the end of either of them, I'm presenting my offer to solve their main problem. So following a 6-week runway like this and posting about it on your social media platforms, your podcasts, your YouTubes, your emails, your blogs, any other way that you connect with your audience, it will position your audience to say yes when you're ready to launch. Now, keep in mind, this is just an example from the Spotlight Theory. The topics that you're going to come up with, they're going to be continuously changing every single time you launch. The goal is to pay attention to your audience, the objections, the pain points, their desires, and understanding what they need to know and learn before they're ready to say yes. So next time you are launching something new in your business, give yourself that runway versus just trying to sell. It honestly works like a charm. You'll love it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media at Lisa Ann Coaching. I'm always here to help, and I honestly love talking about this stuff. But regardless, thank you so much for hanging out with me on another episode of the More Than Social podcast. I hope you have the best day ever, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.